books in libraries. There's movies, princess books, fairy tales, dinosaurs, trains, and other kinds of fun books. They're all here right at our libraries. There's lots of books, like 31.
The benefits of a public library may be obvious even to its youngest patrons, but those benefits aren't obvious to everyone. That's why it's so important to promote public libraries and market their programs and services. Trustees are expected to be familiar with the library's offerings and tell others about them. Even loyal patrons may not be aware of your library's ever-changing programs and services.
I think just a lot of people don't realize what there is available at the library. They would run to like Blockbuster and pay for things and pay for books, and it's just so astounding to me how you can just still, it's the only place you can do that. You can go in and borrow books and get them for free and use computers, and you have people there that, librarians that love to learn and love to help you. Why wouldn't you go and use that resource? So I would definitely encourage anyone who isn't going to the library, go and check it out, because there's just so many things there, so many things for all ages and so many programs, and even just walking in and looking around could really open someone's eyes to the benefits of the library.
Even current patrons continue to discover new things to love about their community libraries.
Well, you know, I still use libraries, and I use them several ways. Sometimes I just walk into a library and I just go, "Library, talk to me. Where do you want me to be today?" And I walk down aisles and I look at aisles and sections, and sometimes I go into a section and that's where I am. I also, you know, like to get CDs from libraries. I get DVDs and still videos from libraries. Sometimes I read periodicals in libraries. And, you know, current magazines, particularly in my trade.
Janice Trapp uses every opportunity to share the story of the Commonwealth's public libraries. Trustees are expected to do that too.
Everyone is responsible for promoting library services, and how is by being contagious. You should be the library flu. Trustees should never, ever have a conversation with anyone that doesn't involve, after you show them the pictures of your grandchildren or your children, a little pitch about the library and why you should use it.
So in the overall picture of PR for the library, that trustee is essential to good PR for us in every way, whether it's just telling people about our programs, or if it's telling people about real issues that we're trying to deal with, or whether it's just letting people know what's new in the collection and what can be done and used in the library. The trustee needs to know all this information, and when they have that opportunity, they're a great asset to any PR program that we would have that's not essentially structured, but they're part of that because we use media all the time. But to have people talk to people is one of the most effective ways to get people in the door and to have other people get involved in the library.
Talking to patrons helps keep them informed about your library, helps build stronger community relationships, and helps you learn more about what patrons want and need from their library.
The board members, when they attend our programs, I think that is a wonderful opportunity for my board members to tell the public what the library has been doing, but also it's a wonderful opportunity for them to ask the community, what can we do for you? And like when we have our book sale, my board members would always come to help. And I watch them, they would always ask people and say, come visit the library, we need your help, we need you to come here, or what can we do? Is there anything we can improve to make the library a better place for the community?
Whether or not your library has a dedicated public relations or marketing employee, trustees assume that role when they accept their board position. Opportunities to promote your library happen every day. To maximize your public relations efforts, Janice recommends you take advantage of those opportunities to educate and encourage patrons and potential patrons.
If you're fortunate and you can have a public relations person or a PR department, that's wonderful for you. But every library has a PR department, and those are the staff and the trustees and the friends. And so guerrilla marketing, never let up, never miss an opportunity.
It's helpful to prepare a few short remarks that summarize your library's services. Carla Marsteller, Executive Director of the Palmyra Public Library, calls these remarks her elevator speech. By marketing her library's services to the public and to local government officials, Carla was able to increase her library's budget.
An elevator speech the term comes from, how long it would take you to go a couple of floors in an elevator. You get a minute or two, and in that time you really need to be able to speak about the topic, in this case the library, in a clear, concise way. You need to know the basic points of why it's important to the community, of what it's doing, of how it's succeeding, and to be able to share that. And it's something that you can polish. An elevator speech is something that you can practice in front of the mirror or in front of your husband or your wife or your best friend. It's something that you want to be able to have in your pocket, that whenever the opportunity comes up and you know that you only have that little snippet of time, that you can use it to the fullest to advocate on behalf of the library.
Even longtime library supporters may be unaware of new programs and services that may be of interest to them.
Marketing and public relations for libraries should be at the top of the list of things that are important. And there's an increasing number of people who haven't been to the library for a while, and so in their mind it's the library they went to when they were in high school. They don't understand the changes and the improvements, and we're often advised in our nonprofit world to be more like a business. Well, so I say to my board of trustees, and any trustee I get the opportunity to talk to, businesses advertise. They talk about their products. If people don't know what your products are, they're less likely to use them. And so I think every library budget should include a line for public relations and marketing. After all, we take the public's money to provide services to them. I think we have an obligation to use some of that money to tell them what we're providing for them. So I think marketing and PR is very, very important. And sometimes trustees are reluctant to put money into that because they feel it might not be their mission, but I would really encourage them to rethink that and to make that a priority.
Boards which have the greatest success in marketing their library make it a point to have a PR plan for the year and talk about that plan at each board meeting. Your board's plan may address misperceptions, clarify benefits, and strengthen relationships within the community.
The perception of libraries has changed over the years. The role of the library in the community has changed. I'm not certain that the libraries in the past, I don't know if we have done a good job of changing that perception. The services that the library provides have evolved with the times. Chances are people are still picturing outdated Encyclopedia Britannicas with dust on top, old magazines and things like that, and that's certainly not the library today. If we've got a perception problem, the way to address that is through marketing and public relations. So it has to do with the library, whether it be the board or the director, being present in the community, of communicating with the constituents and the patrons. The word patron comes back to people that contribute, right? I mean, if you think about patrons of the arts and that sort of a thing. So a patron is not just someone who comes and takes, a patron is someone who comes and gives. And the term that we use for the people that visit our library is a patron. So we need to be addressing them as patrons and involving them as patrons. And all that comes down to their perception of our beloved library.
New ways of reaching the public, such as social media and text messaging, show your library is keeping pace with technology. Also, it helps to reach those segments of the population who have come to rely on digital communications to stay connected.
One of the reasons to utilize current technology to market the library has to do with who your target demographic is. There's an entire generation growing up that is electronically connected. You know, having a column in the local penny saver is great, addressing a particular demographic, but it's not going to reach the next generation of people that are going to be using the library. If you're going to create value in this generation for a library, then you need to be touching them where they will be able to make contact. And that's going to be digitally. That's going to be website, that's going to be blogs, it's going to be access points that are valuable to them.
Whether it's a digital, written, or spoken message, the important thing is that it be heard. You can be sure that your regular patrons are spreading the word too.
And I guess, you know, the question is, do I use the library? Hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. I love libraries. I grew up in libraries. By the time I was 7, I read the entire Encyclopedia Britannica from A to Z. I love libraries.
Libraries are fun.
A library card is your key to the world. It is. It's your key to books, which take you to faraway places. It's your key to the internet. It's your key to life. It really is.
We like to go to the library because they're so fun.